welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. And hola! Yeah, I'm at the swimming pool in my accommodation, and the view is amazing, guys. I was like trying to make sure that you guys can see the Beton Towers. Let me see. Hope you guys can see, because that's it. But yeah. So this is my first activity of the day, and I will take you where I'm going today. And now it's swim time. Okay, guys, so let's conquer this day together in Malé and see what happens. Yeah, guys, I am risking this phone. I wanted to show you. That's my back view. I don't know if it's clear, but yeah. So yeah, good times here. So it's time to dive in the water and swim. After this, I will take you where I'm going, because it's still very early in the morning here, and I have a lot to do today and a great day ahead. So yeah. Okay, guys, this was the beginning of our trip, the half-day tour in Malaysia. We have a tour guide, and I hope you guys will enjoy, and I hope I'm going to enjoy too.
Okay, very good. Okay, stay focused, very important. Because now we're going for the tour. So each and every comment I'm giving you now is very informative, historical facts and figure. So what are we doing today? Where are we going today? What's our tour agenda? What's our tour schedule? What is city tour? How many places we are going to see? How long the tour duration? What time our tour over? Where's the first stop? Where is the last stop? Okay, so this afternoon, we are going for the city tour. The tour duration 3 hours. So this 3 hours tour, we have 7 stations, 7 places. Each and every stop, the time frame 10 to 20 minutes. Some places photo, some places you are going inside. That means, what are the 7 places we are going to see today? Number 1, first stop, National Museum. In our Malaysian language, we say Museum Negara. Number 2, King's Palace. In other way around, we can say National Palace. Number 3, War Memorial, WAR, Soldier Memorial. Number 4, National Mosque. Number 5, Independence, Merdeka Square. Number 6, Chocolate Kingdom. Number 7, last stop, final stop, Twin Tower. We can say KLCC. What is KLCC stand for? Kuala Lumpur City Centre. So Twin Tower, Petronas, KLCC is our last stop. So estimated time, expected time, we reach Twin Tower 5:30. So this is our tour agenda today. If you want to stay at Twin Tower, you can stay there. Or you want to back to the same place we pick you, we can bring you back, no issues. So we decide later when the Twin Tower, choice is yours there. Okay, so now we are going to the museum. In our Malaysian language, we say Museum Negara. Today you are traveling around Kuala Lumpur. You will see Negara, Negara, Negara. What is Negara? Negara means country or province. We say Negara. So this National Museum we are going now. How far from here? Less than 5 minutes. We're going to park the bus. This is a Little India, yeah, on the left hand side. Little India, the Hindu temple. So the National Museum we are going to see now. Not to say you can't go inside. You can go inside, but it will take 2 to 3 hours. But our tour agenda saying that we're going to make a photo stop at the main entrance of the National Museum. So now everybody in the bus, we are how many people today? Maybe 26, 27. So now mostly all from online booking. Am I right? Online platform. Some from hotel bookings. Online booking means maybe GYG, Get Your Guide, Klook, Trivago, Booking.com, Agoda, Trip.com, Traveloka, Viata. So many platforms. But even your different platform, the tour agenda, same agenda. Yeah. So the National Museum we are going today. Hello. The National Museum we are going today. We stop at the main entrance. Why main entrance? You see, it's very interesting. When you're facing the museum like this, you will see 2 mural painting on the wall. Mosaic painting. That's the longest mural painting in Malaysia. From one corner to another corner, 110 meters. 1960 started, 1963 completed. Done by one Chinese single artist, one Chinese single painter. His name Cheong Lai Tong. So you will see 2 paintings like this when you're facing on the left, on the right. The painting on the left hand side, the painting will tell you about the arts and culture of Malaysia. The painting on the right hand side, history of Malaysia. So each and every single drop you're going to see later, all done by hand. We say mural painting or mosaic painting. So that's the place we are going now for the photo stop. If you are interested, Raj, I want to go inside. If tomorrow morning you are feel free, you can come over again, because this museum complex you need minimum 3 hours. So we can't stop here 3 hours in one place. Our tour saying this tour itself already 3 hours. Okay, so let the captain park the bus first, then go to the mural painting. It's very interesting. When you see, it's not at all like drawing, it looks like printed, but if you see carefully, each and every single drop done by hand. We say mural or mosaic painting on the wall, done by one man show, Cheong Lai Tong. 2 year, 4 year. Our captain going to park the bus now, so everybody follow me. Feel free, you can come over. The museum open 9 o'clock, 9 to 5. Yeah? And on the right hand side, the red colored train. This is our steam locomotive engine train. Steam engine on the right, on the left. Charcoal engine. During the British era, during the British time, charcoal engine train system. Run by charcoal, powered by charcoal. Those days, during the British time. And on the right, you can see the tallest building in Malaysia. Second tallest after Burj Khalifa. Maharaja Palace, King's Palace. So very interesting when you talk about our king system. Okay, stay focused. Malaysia is the only country in the world. Malaysia is the only country in the world. You wouldn't know. Malaysia, we have 9 royal family. We have 9 king, 9 queen in Malaysia. So how it is works? Why 9 king? Where the king come from? What the role of the king? What the prime minister do? Okay, very important. Now you see, okay, inside Malaysia we have 13 states. Okay, 1, 3, 13. 9 states ruled by king, we call Sultan. Another 4 states ruled by governor, appointed by the prime minister. But you can ask me why another 4 states ruled by governor? Because another 4 states not ruled by the British, ruled by the Portuguese, like Malacca and other states. So today, as I concern Malaysia, we have 9 royal Islamic family. These 9 family, they're not related to each other. All different respective individual royal family. So what happened here? You know what they do? These 9 kings, they make a rotation turn by turn every 5 years once. So who will decide? Who will decide? It's already said by the government. You are 9 kings, you will take 10 by turn every 5 years. So after we get his turn, he come to the palace we are going now and become a king for the whole country Malaysia for 5 years. So where this king come from? From which Negara? From which state? Johor Bahru. Johor Bahru is the last southern state of Malaysia. After Johor Bahru, Singapore. What is the king's name? How old is he? How many kids? Sultan Ibrahim, 65 years old, 5 children. Now the palace you're going to see, our king, our queen, and the 5 children is staying there. Let's say the king is not around. What will happen? The first son become a next king. Let's say the king is no son. Then what will happen?
First daughter.
Okay, you see, in our Malaysian, our 9 royal family, we don't have an incident, we don't have a scenario whereby the king is no son. But so far, by the God bless, these 9 kings, they have 2 sons, 1 son, 1 daughter, 2 daughter. So the palace you're going to see now, when the palace was built, when they built the palace, you know something, we are going to the new palace. The palace was completed 2011, 2011, very new. But you can ask me, where is your old palace? Where is the new palace? Where's the old palace? What they're doing there? The palace still there. 1 kilometer from the new palace. Now the old palace still there. They changed into King's Museum, open for public. So now we go to New Palace 2011, total build-up area 220 acre. The entire palace yellow color. Some people ask me, you only can see 1 color. The palace very simple, 1 color, yellow color. Why yellow color? Why 1 color? Yellow color is a royal color, national color of Malaysia. But today now, normally people won't allowed to go inside. Only from outside, from the main gate, you can take photo. When you go to the main gate, you will see 1 flagpole, yellow color flag. When the flag is up, that means the king is inside. When the flag is down, that means the king is out from the palace. Now the question is, what is the king's role? What's king's power now? Malaysia democracy, yeah? King, queen and prime minister. Okay? So the king's role is, king is the head of the armed forces. Yes, he's number 1. Then only come to general, lieutenant, colonel. He's the one sign all the bills in Parliament House. Okay. On the right hand side, this is our Maharaja. You can see people going up. This is the way to go to the main gate of the palace. Sultan Palace, Maharaja. So Malaysia is a democracy, same like a queen in England. King, queen, prime minister. On the left hand side, washroom, comfort room. If anybody want to go comfort room, male and female is here. King Palace in front of you. So the king have the power to abolish the parliament. You know what's happened? You know, anyone remember that? You know Queen Elizabeth? He abolished the parliament in Australia. He sacked all the parliament members once in 1975 in Australia. You know about that? Queen Elizabeth, once he did that. Yes. Yes, in 1975, yes, he abolished all the parliament members in Australia. So same goes to, well, yeah, our king, we have more power to rule the country. So king, queen and prime minister. Prime minister, no election. Prime Minister elected by the public people and by the parliament member. So Malaysia same like a democracy. We say constitutional monarchy system.
Okay, we are here at the palace and I just want to show you around because our tour guide explained everything, so it's just time for us to go out and explore and check out if the king is in to welcome us or not. Anyways, that was a joke. So yeah, let's go and check it out from outside. We are not allowed to go inside. I think the tour guide already explained that in the video. So hope we have fun there too.
Okay guys, this is our second stop, the Malaysian Kingdom, the one our tour guide was explaining about. And as you can see, we are here. It's called Istana Negara, which means kingdom, and I made it to the Malaysian Kingdom. Okay.
Memorial. War Memorial. WAR. War. So what this war about? Why we do have War Memorial in Malaysia? So from here to the War Memorial, less than 7 minutes drive. So the moment we enter the memorial, you will see one tall granite stone, granite structure, around 70 to 80 feet high, the granite marble. On the granite marble, later you will see 3 dated plated stated there. The first dated 1914 to 1918, World War I. What is World War I? Who are involved in the World War I? World War I, Malaysia is not there. Malaysia not involved. World War I is all the Europe countries and across the Russian federations. That is World War I. And second dated on the granite, 1939 to 1945. 1939 to 1945, Japanese occupation. Malaysia ruled by the Japanese troops around 3 to 5 years. 1939 to 1945. And the last dated on the granite, 1948 until 1960. This we call the communist time, Chinese communists. Malaysia also ruled by the communist people around 12 years. So these are 3 dated symbolized. And the second icon, second landmark you're going to see there, that's very interesting. You're going to see one of the tallest freestanding bronze statue in the world. Bronze figure, bronze, solid bronze metal. But history is saying that this is the tallest bronze figure in the world. Not one figure. You will see 7 hero, 7 figure, American sculpture, American architecture. His name Felix D. Weldon. So why American sculpture? Because the same monument you're going to see now in Washington DC as well. In Washington, it is called Iwo Jima. If you have a phone, you go to Google and type and see Iwo Jima. IWOJIMA. So the same bronze bronze figure in Washington DC. So same architecture design here in this Memorial Malaysia. It's a solid bronze. Why they use bronze? People normally telling that bronze is more durable and more stability and can last for many years. And even in Hong Kong, Bruce Lee, of course you know Bruce Lee, also in what you call bronze metal. So this is the place we are coming now. We call War Memorial, or we say National Monument. 1966, 1966. In our Malaysian language, we say Taman Togu. Taman means garden. Togu means memorial. So this area together with the gardens, you can see around you. These are all the garden area, garden city. We say Taman Togo. Taman means garden, Togo means monument, or we can say memorial. So this memorial, admission not needed, free entry to go inside. So it's a very interesting place. Why? The bronze figure, 7 bronze heroes, solid bronze, not solid. So that's the place we are coming now. We're going to stop here, maybe another 20 minutes at this Tugu Negara War Memorial, Malaysia. So Captain going to park the bus now.
Come closer, yeah. Facing this. Gonna explain about this, one by one. Here, everything. Less than 3 minutes, very quick. Very interesting, yeah. Tiger is here. Why the tiger is here? Okay. Okay, stay focused, huh? Can you hear me? Can, huh? Okay. Number 1, tiger. Why the tiger is here? Tiger is a Malaysia national animal. We say Malayan tiger. Why tiger? Tiger, people say what? Bravery and strength. Malaysia, no lion. Take note, huh? Malaysia, no lion. In our tropical forest. Tiger, leopard, puma, jaguar, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, pythons, reptiles. So normally tiger we say strength and bravery. National animal of Malaysia. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 pointed star. How many states in Malaysia? I told you in the bus. 13. 13 states. So why got 14 pointed? 13 including one more Kuala Lumpur. Including Kuala is 14. So 13 states, 1 capital city, Kuala Lumpur. Half moon, or we say crescent. Half moon symbolize Islam is the official religion in Malaysia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many kings in Malaysia? 9 royal. Look like a tree. This is the Malacca tree. Malacca tree symbolize Malacca city. When you come to Malaysia, 2 places you must visit. Number 1, Malacca. Number 2, Batu Caves. The cave. Very interesting, yeah? Next. This is the bird. Hornbill. Hornbill. The long horn, long beak. National bird of Malaysia. We say land of Sarawak. Sarawak, yeah? Red color.
Is that the son of Allah?
Malaysia national flower. What flower is that? Hibiscus. Yes. Rosa sinensis. Hibiscus. Okay, next. This is we call symbolize Kinabalu Park. Mount Kinabalu, the highest mountain in Malaysia, located in Sabah. Kinabalu Park. Okay, next. But not very clear, but okay. This we call the palm tree. Palm tree. Arka palm tree. This palm tree symbolize the highland of Penang, near Langkawi, Penang. Bersekutu, bertambah mutu. Bersekutu, bertambah mutu. Unity is strength. Unity is power. Unity is together. This is the Arabic language, but I believe that it symbolizes the same definition. So this symbolizes the whole emblem. Malaysia national animal tiger, national flower hibiscus, national color yellow. So Malaysia no lion, but it's very sad to say, now in our tropical rainforest we call Taman Negara, we only have 150 tiger only there. 20 years back, 3,000 tiger. Why?
Okay guys, this is our third stop and I had to walk this distance to be able to talk because someone is playing very loud music at the cafe. So anyways guys, we are here. Let me show you what I'm seeing. It's a very interesting monument here.
This is their war memorial. So it has some sculptures which they're there. Anyway guys, for Kenyans, this is like our Dedan Kimathi monuments. So yeah, these are their freedom fighters. You can see they have guns to show that they really fought for Malaysia to become a country.
Ground, rugby. But Malaysia, we are not very popular. But Malaysia, our national sports, our national sports is soccer, football, badminton, squash, ping pong, table tennis, and all these sports. But yet we have a rugby ground on your left. On the right hand side, you can see one tall building, look like a walkie-talkie, look like a cell phone. That is the tallest building in Malaysia. Second tallest in the world after Dubai, Burj Khalifa. So I give you a little description about this building. Okay, the tallest building on the right, but no worries, later I will bring you a nice place to take photo, no problem. So this tallest building on the right hand side, okay, when it was built, number one, it was completed December 2022, number one. What is the height? 678 meter, including the antenna, the pinnacle. So the antenna is for broadcasting and satellite. So what is inside the building, tallest building? So this building, not for the public. There's a fully private complex, private banking, private investment, private technology, private media, and private communication. 5 in 1. Only private, but I believe that coming January, next year January, they're going to open for the public the observation platform next year January. But yet up to today is a fully private complex. 678 meter. Burj Khalifa 828 meter. Is called the diamond cutting, diamond design, built by Samsung company. Samsung is from Korea. Samsung Construction and Engineering Company. So this is a little description about the tallest building in Malaysia. And you know one more building in Jeddah. There's one more tower coming up in Jeddah. You know about that? Kingdom Tower. You know what the height? You know what the height? 1 kilometer. Yes, exactly. It's 1 kilometer. In Jeddah, Kingdom Tower under construction. 2026 completed. And after the complete, Jeddah number 1, Burj Khalifa number 2, Malaysia number 3. But now Dubai number 1, Malaysia number 2. On the right hand side, diamond cutting. 118 story building. 118. It is called 118. 118. Why 118 story. And again on the right, Menara, KL Tower. Menara on the right. And now those are people sitting on my left hand side. Now you can see the Menara, KL Tower, single tower, TV tower. And again on the left, now you can see the diamond cutting building. 118. 118 story building. Beautiful diamond cutting. On the left hand side, the black color building, cricket club. Now on your left, a Royal Selangor, exclusive, a private cricket club today. On the left, this black color building, Royal Selangor, English design, English Tidor style, Tidor style. We say Tidor design, huh? And on the left you can see the tallest building, diamond pattern. And again on the left, Perpustakaan, you can see Perpustakaan. This building on the left, brown color, National Library on your left hand side.
This place we call Independence, but later we'll come here for the photo stop. No worries. Now we are passed by. Later I'll come inside here. Independence, British area, British buildings on the left, historical heritage buildings. Okay, now we are going to turn right, a slight right. We are taking a slight right. On the left, you can see one white color building. This is our original building, Petronas KLCC. The original building before shifted to Twin Tower. This is the original Petronas. Yeah. Islamic pattern, Islamic style. And again on the left, Malaysia, post-Malaysia, post-Malaysia. That's our original building, yeah, Petronas, yeah. Okay, now on the right hand side, you can see one blue color dome. The dome look like an umbrella, parachute. This is our national mosque, Umbrella Mosque. We're going to make a photo stop, yeah? No worries. You can take 3 photos. Tallest building, Petronas and the mosque. 3 in one ideal place. I'm going to stop now. So now we go to the roundabout. Then we do one round, one circle. You will see one brown color building and white color building. That is our railway station. Railway, train station, British building. British architecture, more than 100 years old, more than close to 100 years. All the British building, heritage building, now is a train station of Malaysia. And on the left hand side, Umbrella Mosque, parachute design mosque. 10,000 people, sitting capacity for one-time prayer, inside and outside. So this mosque very popular for Friday prayer. Friday, because Friday is the praying day for the Islamic people. So this mosque is a popular praying time on Friday prayer. Okay, our captain going to. Okay, captain, keep your left. All right, very good. Onion design, onion style. But why it is called umbrella? Malaysia is a multiracial culture. 34 million population. 65% Islam. 20% Chinese, 10% Indians. That means Malaysia, we are under one umbrella, one roof. We are peace and harmony. We are side by side. We close to each other. We care one another all the time. That's why umbrella design, umbrella pattern. Another reason, as I concern, maybe a modern design, modern style. So this place, we're going to make a photo stop. 10 minutes photo stop. Okay, please come. Color building. Court House, Court, High Court and the Supreme Court, built by the British, 1897, 1897, Court House on the right hand side, Court, yeah, Court. On the left hand side, you can see, this our cricket ground, used to be, that's our. You remember earlier we passed by the club, yeah? There's our cricket club still today. It's a private club, but this used to be a cricket ground long time back during the British time. But if you ask me, it's a very small place to play cricket also. So what are we doing here now? Now this ground you're seeing now is only for the school children running some open concert, some activity, some children exhibition going down here. And this is the place we call Independence, Merdeka Square. So when we got the independence from the British, 1957. So this is the place. When you come down, you also will see the tallest flagpole in Asia, around 95 to 100 meter. When you come down, you can see, yeah, tallest in Asia, yeah, the flagpole. So this is the place we call Independence Freedom Ground. Okay, please come down. Photo stop.
Okay guys, this was the second last stop, the chocolate factory. So we are trying to go in. They give you some stickers for identification, so, and they don't allow recording inside, so I will stop here. This was our last stop, the Petronas Twin Towers. Technically, we didn't stay here for long because we just live like 500 meters away from the Twin Towers, which means I can come back here anytime I want. So anyway, that was it with the bus tour. Hope you enjoyed the video and the tour guide. After the amazing day of the bus tour, we decided to go to the famous Jonga market to have a look and have some dinner, which turned out to be very overrated. Anyways guys, now it's night and we are back to the beautiful view as you can see. But I want to say guys, thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for supporting this channel. Until next time, I want to say good night and bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up.